and Instagram story today, coming to you today from the Rythmia Life Convention Center, Guanacaste, Costa Rica, the one and only. Why do I say that? 23 people have already been through here. 98.27% say they had a miracle during their stay. You get that? 98 out of 100 say they had a miracle during their stay. The better thing is that 6 months, 90.22%, which is 9 out of 10, say that this was the week that changed their life. Because of that, people come from all over the world to experience this thing. This week we have Mark Kielberger, New York Times bestselling author, biohacker, board member of Rythmia, has a group here. Every week there are people from all over the world, all walks of life, but a lot of A-listers, a lot of actors, actresses, musicians, athletes, business people, politicians, come here from all over the world to have this thing happen. And this thing changes your life. Because of that, a lot of them joined our board of directors. On our board, Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, Kelly Slater, the greatest surfer of all time, Martin Luther King's son, Martin, Ron White, the comedian, Tony Coe, founder of NYX Cosmetics, and it goes on and on and on. Frank Biden, Joe Biden's brother. It goes on and on and on. The people that do that. Why do they join this little board? They join it to spread the message of Rythmia throughout the world. This is a place where you can come, check in one way, 7 days later, leave a completely different way. Is it easy? Nope. It will be the hardest week you will ever spend in your life. This is a lifetime's worth of fixing in a week. This is hard. It's not for everybody. This is only for people that really want to affect change within themselves and then change within the world. That's the kind of person who comes here. People say to me all the time, well, what kind of people really do come there? And I have to tell you, it's not for spiritual. I mean, we don't get a lot of spiritual nomads, a lot of hyper spiritual people, or a lot of Trustafarians. That's not this place. This place usually generates professional people, what I call regular people, people who've excelled at earth skills. They've risen to the top of their particular trade or vocation. They're people that have done well at mastering this and are now taking a look at mastering that and incorporating it here on Earth. It's a very strange mix of folks. So we get all these people. We get famous biohackers, scientists, psychologists, people from all walks of life, and then normal people, just like me and you. You don't have to be on some deep spiritual journey to realize that things need to change in your own life. So that's what this is about. And it is about, if you're 40 years old, undoing 40 years worth of stuff in a week, or 60 years worth of stuff, or 20 years worth of stuff. That's what makes it so hard. It's hard. What do we use to bring this about? We use ayahuasca 4 nights. We're the only medically licensed, government-issued medically licensed ayahuasca center in the world. We use breath work, meditation, yoga. We use Western medical theories and systems and protocols. We use group coaching, individual coaching, 20 hours worth of workshops, meditation, breath work, yoga, great food, super clean food, the cleanse, which is a colon cleanse. all in this 1 week. And then spa services and regular hotel type things in a medical way here at Rythmia. And this change happens. And the best part is that it sticks with you. My little quick story was this. I was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I had a pretty rough upbringing. I was a bad kid. I ended up doing reasonably okay, became a millionaire in my 20s, sold a business for about 90 million in my early 40s. And my life fell apart. I was a drug addict, alcoholic, crazy man, hated myself, hated people, and was on death's door. I did this medicine. I went through a system, and I came out the other side a different guy. It's now 14 years later, 0 alcohol, 0 cigarettes, 0 drugs. I'm in the best shape I've been in my life, and I'm 62, turning 63, and I have the best job in the world. I've been a very, very, very lucky guy. I do not have a bad family relationship. Not one person and I in my family are at odds. It's a great slice of life. It's a great place to be. And it can happen. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. It happens to everybody. About 98% of the people who walk through these doors get this. They get it. And it's theirs. So what ends up happening is, generally speaking, once someone goes through this and they see that this life that for the last X years was a burden is actually a gift, they speak to God, God speaks to them, and then they realize that God had been speaking to them their whole life because they actually had this interaction. They decide that they want to become a beneficial presence on the planet, meaning they want their life to result in a better planet than when they came. They want to make things better. They want to give, not take. They want to add, not subtract. They find huge purpose in doing this. So I always talk to people about how deep this can cut, meaning how badly can your life be and have it be completely turned around in a week? It can be horrible. And I mean horrible. You can have divorces, affairs, alcohol issues, financial issues, depression, all kinds of shit, and have it go in 1 week. That's the amazing part. That's also what makes it so hard. Yep. So when in deciding to become a beneficial presence on the planet, there's a list of things that you have to do, because motivation is not enough to get you there. And then this becoming a beneficial presence takes over the rest of your life. It's the world's greatest adventure. It's such an adventure. Whether you decide to open a healthy food restaurant and heal people that way, or become a healer, or be a better attorney, or be a more loving investment banker, whatever it is, when you decide that you really want to affect the world, it's its own ceremony. It's a journey for the rest of your life. One of the key takeaways, so I've had 352 or 53, 353 ceremonies. And when I'm done a ceremony, an ayahuasca ceremony, I write down what happened, and later on, in certain times, I'll reference it. And one of the things that is prevalent, because ayahuasca is of nature. It's nature in its purest form. And nature has characteristics, right? So nature can be deadly. If we defy the laws of nature, we die. Like a natural law, the law of gravity. If you jump out of a 30-story building, hoping that gravity is not there, it's game over for you, right? So there's all of these things that are nature-based. At the same time, nature favors the bold. Nature favors the brave, right? So in these ceremonies of when you get to talk to God and God is speaking back to you and you really understand the vibration of it, the vibration of nature, and you say, I want to be a part of this thing. In order to do that, you have to be brave. You have to be brave. You can't win the race from the grandstand. You can't. You can't win the election from the poll. You can't win the contest by being a judge. You have to be in it. And to be in it takes bravery. The thing that I see that happens to people who come here is their fear of I'll use the word loss, but their fear of being wrong, their fear of making a mistake, their fear of slipping up goes away. So once you have a super clear target, right, and you're a little bit obsessed with that target, whether that's building rythmias around the world or becoming the greatest guitarist of all time or whatever your thing is, when you have that target, you become obsessed. You do not worry about making mistakes, because if that is the lodestar, if that is my goal and I will not be denied it, then mistakes are nothing except a little deviation on the journey, right? And now what happens is instead of focusing on the mistakes, you start to look at the wins. Oh my God, I won that. I lost 11 times, but I won that. I lost 100 times, but I won that. I lost 1,000 times, but I won that. And the focus goes on to the win and how to continue to win, right? So after I made some money, I became what I would call an angel investor, I would invest in people. The first thing that I would look for is if somebody was terrified of making mistakes, I would get so far away from that person financially, because there is no hitting that target without missing it a bunch of times. There's not. So when you have this clarity, when you have this thing, then economic conditions don't affect you as much. The state of affairs in your surroundings don't affect you as much, because you're hyper-focused on where you're going. And that's where the fun is. That's where the juice is in this journey. Now, staying motivated is very hard to do. So what we do is we get rid of motivation. In a microcosm, this is what it looks like. You come and you have this centeredness all of a sudden. A lot of the things that have been holding you back, your past losses are gone. You came here, you had this week, you pick your lodestar, you pick the way you're going to become a beneficial presence, and you lock into that. And then you make yourself these deals. You, the you that you know, makes a deal with your soul, with your God, that you're going to do some of these things. You're going to write down clearly what it is where you're going, and you're going to make that part of your agreement. Then you have a written agreement to not quit. You tell your soul, your God, that no matter what happens, I'm not going to quit. And then you're going to make another written agreement about how to feed and water your body, how to hydrate and feed your body, right? That means how much, how you're going to feed yourself. Are you going to feed yourself junk food? Because keeping the vessel alive is part of the quest, right? To get to where you have to go. You're going to have a written agreement about daily movement. You have to stay alert and alive and strong in order to get there. And you're going to have to sign an agreement with yourself about it. And then an agreement about your daily practice, about doing something between you and spirit every single day that reaffirms this thing that you're doing. That's a lot of work, right? And then a written agreement to tithe out of your abundance, not tithing. Most of us are just getting by, or barely getting by, right? We're making $200,000 a year, we're spending $200,000 a year. We're making $500,000 a year, we're spending $500,000 a year. We're making $50,000 a year, we're spending $50,000 a year. That story kind of doesn't change in these different income stratas until it goes real high. What we're saying is, this agreement with my soul is I'm going to tithe out of my delta, if I'm making $250,000 a year now, and this new thing, this new covenant, this new agreement that I make to become a beneficial presence yields me $500,000 a year, then I'm going to pay 10% out of the extra $250,000, and I'm going to give that away in a pre-planned way to benefit humanity, right? That's all part of this process. This process, this coming to rythmia, this is a brave event. It's an outpicturing of bravery, that I want to leave everything in my old life, and leave my past failures, shortcomings, fear, lack, limitation, leave all that shit behind. And a lot of it is my story, and get brave enough to have a brand new and different way of being. That's bravery. And that's what it requires to come here. Hey, look at, I tell you that this week can be torture. Drinking medicine 4 nights is hard. Getting up early is hard. Going to yoga is hard. Doing all this stuff every week is hard. Going to all the classes. But the real hard thing is getting to the point where you're ready to leave all of that behind, whatever that means. So once I do this, once I merge, maybe some of my old relationships are going to fall by the wayside. Maybe I'm going to realize in a heartbeat that my job of 10 years I didn't like from the beginning. I did it to get a new BMW to impress my neighbor. Or I did it to placate my mother or father, whatever the thing is there. The big decision, where the most bravery is needed, is to say goodbye to all of that in exchange for what seems like a dangerous lifestyle. I'm going to come in, I'm going to be merged, I'm going to be a new person, I'm going to go for the gold, I'm going to do all those things. Whoo, that's dangerous. But think of it this way. How dangerous is it to just keep doing what you're doing? That's where the real danger is. But bravery comes out of that understanding that this nest is too tight for me. It's not where I belong. The tree's awfully tall, but I can't stay here. I gotta fly. That's bravery. You never saw a chick fight to go back in the egg. This is all progress. And I'm calling on you to be brave. Come to Rythmia, have this happen in your life, and do it now. God bless you, God keep you, God hold you, and I will see you at Rythmia.